Didn't you double end the deal?
I'm doing it right now, yeah. Double end in 1.5.
What does that mean when you double end the deal?
So I'm representing both buyer and seller.
Damn, that's a hell of a commission.
Yep. So, you know, went back to grassroots, knocking on doors. That's how I found the seller.
Wow.
I was already working with this specific buyer that was only looking in this specific neighborhood. They said, hey, our budget is up to 1.5, and I went around, just started knocking doors, making relationships, and this guy said, I'm ready to sell.
That is crazy. How old are you now?
27, just turned 27.
27 years old, and I think, when did you start?
I started when I was 21.
21 years old. You know what I was doing at 27? I was probably like doing drugs, nightclub,
partying,
didn't even care about that. I didn't even start my real estate career until I was 31.
31?
He started at 21 years old. Imagine how far along he is now. And how he got that listing, he went door to door.
Door to door.
That is hardcore, bro.
Yeah, knocked on the door and, you know, got the people at the right time. It is all about timing, but, you know, you got to put yourself out there.
Hard work, tenacity, but most important, how big is that commission?
It's going to be about 50 grand.
Sweet. So remember that list that you had signed of the items that you would like to be fixed?
Yes. Yes.
So what happens is on the closing day, when you go back out there, right, you're going to sign off on all the things that are done, but then you're going to sign off that you're going to close with the exception of these items. So you'll still get those items, but you just won't sign off on the cook countertop and also the, I think it was what, the dishwasher, right?
Double oven.
Yeah, double oven. There you go. Other than that, I mean, you're good to go. I wouldn't worry about it. The only thing is that.
But are they gonna put the double? Because I did not see that list that party have. I did not see that he wrote double open there.
Yeah. So what you would do is, once you check that on off, then you're just gonna write on there that we're still closing, but you're still missing these items.
Okay. So we need to add it in.
Yeah, we need to add it in. So it would just. We probably just got it missed because we had such a laundry list of stuff, you know what I mean? But other than that, you should be fine.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind that this thing could take 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. But at least you can still use it, you know what I mean? And typically what will happen is when they install it, they may just give you the rest of the appliances. And that's what normally happens because it costs them more money to take out the appliances and try to store it, you know what I mean?
Thank you. I just want to make sure that they do not drop the ball on it.
No, at that point they won't drop the ball because then they're still responsible. The only downfall is that you're always gonna have to contact them like every month and hey, where's my appliances? Where's my appliances?
So you don't think I need to email to the sales office, right?
No, because once it's on that form, they're still responsible for it.
Okay, I'll make sure that it's in the form then.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Hey, Chef, to say this is my name is Bernard Sheard. I saw a few of your videos online. I wanted to call and see if get some information from you. Kind of give you the backstory of my situation.
Sure.
Me and my wife rent in Henderson. I guess they call it Old Henderson.
Okay.
But we just learned recently that the owner of the property is selling the home.
Okay.
So we got our last day is like July 31st, I believe.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. And we've been renting since we moved down here 3.5 years ago, but we was trying to figure out what are our options as far as we want to buy a house, but I know we're not in the right position to buy one at the moment, credit-wise. I guess my question to the expert, what are our options as far as if we wanted to try to buy, how soon could we buy, and what is our qualifications?
Okay, so
as far as credit-wise.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. How much do you make a year?
Well, we both make about $100,000 a year.
Okay. And how much debt do you have?
$3,000, $4,000 credit card. Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not. Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. I mean, we can pay those off. It's not like, I think that the biggest hurdle for us, I know, is going to be the credit. And I kind of did a little bit of research online, just kind of watching videos, and a lot of things came up like creative financing and other options. I'm like, yeah.
First thing
it'll be a first-time home buyer for us because we never purchased a home before.
No, I gotcha. So when it comes to a credit score, depending on which lender that you go to, there's actually certain guidelines, right? So you may go to one company, it could be 520, 580. It's a case-by-case basis, right? And the other thing is, we would look at the situation and find out, okay, why are you at 580? Okay, to get approved with this company, you have to be a minimum at 600. Okay, how do we get you at a 600? Well, you may have to pay off some credit card debt, right? Or you may have to fix something on your credit. Then what we would do is make those payments, we pay it off, then we do a thing called a rapid rescore, which means that once you pay it, we send it through the system, you pay a little fee for a rapid rescore, now your credit score is higher, now you're approved for a loan. But now the question is, do you have money for a down payment?
All right.
So this would be yeah, so we could definitely help you out. So we can get the ball started.
Okay.
This is what I need from you, okay? So that way I can help you out. I need you to text me your first name, last name, and your email address, so that way I can save it to my phone. In addition to that, what I'm going to do is I am going to text you over the contact information to my lender, or one of my lenders, okay? Then I will do the introduction, and at that point you guys will reach on out together, and then you'll start that process. Then once you turn in all your paperwork, you fill out that application, then at that point I will give you a call right back and say, hey, this is where we're at, this is the game plan, let's get going. Thursday through Friday.
How are they selling houses?
All right, let's go to this house.
Hey Chakits, this is Sonia with Simply.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, so I just got off the phone with Marcos.
Yeah.
And he's being a little squirrel. He's like, I wouldn't say he's anti-Las Vegas, but he's more like he'd prefer to stay in California.
Okay.
And he doesn't, so this is his whole thing, is that the interest rate, like everybody else. And he was like, no, the interest rates are going to come down. And he was like talking about that. And I was like, yeah, they might come down. They're going to go up. And I said, I'd love for you to talk to somebody that actually knows this. And he's like, no, they're not going to stay like this forever. The interest rates, that's just not normal. It's not normal. And he thinks like with the election that, whatever happens, interest rates are going to go down, all this other stuff. And I was like, you're not getting it. But house prices still go up.
Yes.
And so I was basically trying to convince him that he could purchase something out here near the strip and have it as his quote-unquote primary residence. And I go, you don't actually have to be, I don't know if I'm right about this, but I said, I don't think you actually have to be in the house, but it could be your primary residence. And then, like, I don't know how people do that. I don't know. I mean, because he doesn't want to be out here forever. He's thinking, well, I'll live there for like a year or two and then, move on or whatever. I don't know. How does that work?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not an attorney or anything like that, right? But however, as long as you're, from my understanding, if you're out here 6 months and 1 year, your driver license out here, this is your primary residence, and you can prove that this is your primary residence, it doesn't mean that you always have to be staying here.
Okay.
So he's fine.
So he would just have to like change his driver's license, basically?
Yes. He would have to say, hey, I live out here, my driver's license out here, my home base is out here. But if his intentions is to commit fraud, then that's a whole different story. But he can go out there and work at LA as long as he wants. That's up to him.
Right.
Because I have clients that do that all the time. Yeah, Rudy mentioned like, can we buy down points and stuff like that, which is he can, but I don't think.
Yeah, he said that he was working with, I guess he already has a lender, like he has stellar credit.
You know, I don't want to pressure him because only he knows if he wants to buy. The only thing I can do is provide the pros and cons, and at the end of the day, if you do the math, if the math makes sense to you, then there's your answer, right? The problem is that the inventory is so low, even though interest rates are high, we're only hovering at like 5.9%. The problem is that as soon as it does go down, once it goes down, he's going to be paying more for a home and he's still having the same payment. You're still running into the same problem because mentally right now you're so focused on interest rate, but you're not looking at the whole picture. What is the whole picture? The whole picture is, hey, what you are paying every month for the product that you are getting. And that's the main thing, right? The other thing is that you have to understand that if we have over $31 trillion worth of debt, the only way to pay off these debts is you have to raise rates. There's just no way around it. If you drop rates, and that's what we have been doing now for the past 8 years, what has happened? Inflation went rampant. So the only way to slow down inflation is you have to have high interest rates. The problem is that I don't know if he's already been around since the beginning of 2008 when the market had crashed. It was a whole different story. And the problem is that we're so used to low interest rates that if we go back down to low interest rates, everything gets more expensive. So what's happening is the feds right now, they have their back cornered. So it's almost like a limbo game. They have to kind of like fine tune everything. They can't just drop rates. And honestly, I don't ever see rates going back down to 3%. And if it ever did go back down to 3%, everything that's out in the market today, you know what would happen? Myself included and every other person is going to come back into the marketplace and gobble up as much as homes as possible. But then what's going to happen? Now instead of the $425 that we're paying today, we'll be back up at $485, and it's just going to run rampant.
Or more.
Yeah, so I mean, there's catch-22. So the main thing is this. Honestly, when I speak to a client, it's like, what you're really doing is you're not buying an interest rate. You are buying a monthly payment. So the question is, what is your comfort level as far as monthly payment? And let's go take a look at what's available at this monthly payment, because that dictates our purchase price. Does this make sense? Do you like the homes? If the answer is no, then don't buy a home. You're bought out of the market.